Hey there everyone, welcome. And today I was filming these guys. I hope to have that video up next week, but if you don't know, this is Judge Dredd, Judge of Death, Judge Fire, Judge Fear, Judge Mortis. I bought all these on sale. I paid around 10 to 11 for these guys. I believe it was 12 for Dredd. And then I paid full price for Death, because for me it was all or nothing. And keeping in mind these were all $20 originally, I think, maybe 25. Obviously 1/18th. And as I'm filming it, I'm thinking, wow, I bought a lot of clearance this year. And it's like, as Roscon fades away, as Ollie's, I don't know, do we call it Ollie's Con? Fades away. I'm sitting here going, wow. There was a lot of clearance this year in the toy aisles. Again, And keep in mind, this time last year was when, that crazy quote about, we've got to train customers to not expect clearance. And yeah, that worked out real well. But it got me thinking. I was looking around at what did I buy this year specifically, and I bought these the Delta 17s, $25, and I'm fine with that. I had no issues, none at all. Smaller boutique company, independent company, and I have so many little accessories sitting here from these guys because I was filming these guys. Let me just move that over here. But I got to thinking about things I bought. Would I have bought them, like this dude? I'd never hated The Dark World, but yeah, I will admit it's a flawed movie. And I only bought this because it was $6.50. That's it, $6.50. And I would not own this if it wasn't $6.50. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not the best figure in the world. It's not the worst figure in the world. But, this was not on my checklist at all. And I just grabbed him because, well, he was available and worth a good price. But I'm sitting here looking at him going, man, I would not own this were it not for that price tag. And same thing with the what ifs video I did the other day, that they would not be in my collection if it wasn't for the clearance. And the clearance is so massive all around, it's just amazing to me. And it's not good is what I'm trying to get at. I gladly paid full price for this, for She-Hulk, and I don't regret it in one way, shape, or form. I'm a big fan of She-Hulk. I wanted a comic accurate She-Hulk, and that's what she is a comic accurate She-Hulk. I mean, perfect? No, but gets the job done. And I don't care that she showed up at Ross. I wanted this figure badly. I bought her. Boom. She's in my collection. Versus something like Stridor, who I would have never bought were he not on sale. Again, it's like, I never owned the original Stridor. I did get one eventually, but it was in a lot and I just kept it. And this one's pretty cool. It's a lot of upgrades. I thought it was too pricey. I hesitated and didn't buy it, and then boom, $7.50. It was hard to pass up, and I'm glad I didn't. But at the same time, this would not have been on my checklist if he hadn't been $7.50. And there's a lot of these figures in my collection in the past few weeks that tick that box. It's like, again, I'm sorry for my chair squeaking. About this dude, full price, I'm fine with it. You know, I mean, well, full price and shipping, because this is a... Oh, no, I take that back. I bought another figure from soluscreations.com. But, you know, this was one I wanted when I was a kid, and, you know, they made him, so I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll support that. That's cool, you know. But it's a rare and far between, because, you know, this is a new character they never did. I mean, that's the point. Gildor was a new character. And it's hard to buy the umpteenth Skeletor and He-Man and feel the same way. You get what I'm saying? And even... I should have had this one out. And yeah, I realize this is a Target screw-up. The Tracksuit Mafia. Everybody said it's a really cool figure. Really cool figure. I mean, it's more the accessories, yeah. But again, I got this for $6.50 at Ollie's. And, you know, everybody said it's a really cool figure. It's a really cool figure. I think it's alright. But I was not about to pay 25 bucks for that. It's not worth it to me. And that, I think there's a lot of that going around, is what I'm trying to get at. And that's not good for toys. Now, granted, all toy lines have a sale point. You know, there's a point where it's like, okay, this ain't going to move, or I overproduced it, or whatever. And every toy line's going to have that. You know, for this toy line, for the judges, I would have said the other judges, like Judge Giant and Judge Anderson. Those are the ones that would have hit clearance. I didn't think Dredd would. It's really surprising to me that Dredd hit clearance. You know, it's Dredd, for Christ's sake. And it's all the versions of Dredd. It's not just the one. It's that one and the one where he has the motorcycle. That should not be. So what happened there? Well, I mean, some people are going to argue, oh, it's only 1/18 scale. And I'm like, yeah, well, I wasn't willing to pay almost, I think it was $125 for these. Because, again, it's Haya. I've had some bad luck with Haya. I got a RoboCop that can't stand in 1/18 scale. And that bothers me. These guys can at least mostly stand. I think I see Fear kind of going over there, but, you know, see, he's kind of leaning really far. He might go. But, and you know, Haya does some great sculpt work. But gosh, it seems like there's so many minor issues with their with their toys. And there's no way around it. You just got to deal with it. So I'm always very hesitant when I see Haya. I just admit that. I don't think that Mafex model works in 1/18 scale. And that's the other thing. It works for Mafex. It does not work for 1/18. But all these clearances, I mean, even Mafex is hitting clearance. I mean, for them, that's $75, but still, I mean, everything is hitting clearance. And I just don't think it's a good sign for toy collectors. And no, I'm not trying to say, oh, well, we should buy everything at full price. No, buy what you like. Don't worry about it after that. If you buy it full price, fine, whatever. If you want to wait for a sale, fine, whatever. For a long time, I thought WWF had or WWE, sorry, it's F to me. F that. For a long time, I thought they had a good line on this until I started noticing, yeah, these old guys are hitting clearance pretty fast. Now, granted, this is Target exclusive. And one of the big jokes I've always had about Target is they put something on exclusive before it even hits the shelf. $11, not bad, not bad at all. And it's Ron Simmons, who's arguably one of my favorites. I mean, he's one of those guys that's like, you know, I don't think a man gets credit for what he deserves. You know, first African American to be the NWA champion. mean, that's pretty significant right there. But, you know, I do think that, you know, most of the time, though, you see sell-through on a lot of the WWF stuff. Yes, ZF. And it goes. I mean, granted, you know, there's a few that linger. I mean, you always have peg warmers. That is unavoidable. But I'm noticing the older ones are starting to be the more peg warmy, not the younger ones, which is the opposite of what it was when I started in this collecting. It was like the old guys sold out quick, and the young guys, yeah, they linger around a while. So that tells me something, is people are wanting new stuff. You know, again, this feels new because, you know, we've not had this figure in this form. And I went out of my way to get her because I really wanted this figure. And I paid full price for it. Have no qualms about it. I've not heard if she's gone on sale. I'm not aware that she has. At the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what? Wouldn't shock me. And yeah, I'd deal with it. But it's like, okay, so I was talking to a friend of mine, which is where I'm trying to go with this video, and I'm trying to figure out how to get there. We were talking about G.I. Joe Classified, and I did say, you know, what classifieds I've bought, every damn one of them have gone to clearance at one point or another. The only ones I can think of that have never gone to clearance is the exclusives. And it's almost like they won't let those. You know, they go, you know, oh, here they go. Oh, they're gone. Oh, they're back again. Oh, they're gone. And I even heard a guy with Once a Man Cobra Commander say, I didn't want it till they sold out of it. And yeah, so it's working. But, you know, we were talking about that and the phenomenon of ollies, the piles and piles of freaking toys. And, you know, the comment was made, well, Joe Classified doesn't get there very often. And I'm like, yeah, but how many Joes do they make? Plus, they tend to sell them out on the discount racks. Now, I don't know. It doesn't seem like Marvel Legends sell out. And it seems like there's more of them. And, I mean, it's kind of, this is the example I use. It's like if you make 100 Marvel Legend figures and 10 G.I. Joe, and you sell 40 of the Marvel Legends figures, but sell 6 of the G.I. Joe. Percentage-wise, these are small numbers to understand. Percentage-wise, Joe had a better sell-through than Marvel. And that's what they want. They want that FOMO. Gotta get it, gotta get it. Gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. Collect them all. Get everything. Everything. And they definitely do it with this Marvel Legends. They seem to have lost the ability to do it with Black Series because, again, you know, I did in my big clearance haul buy a Princess Leia. I like that Princess Leia. I was never going to pay $25 for it. I mean, to me, she's worth about 15 max. You know, it's not a terrible figure. And I got her for like 10. Okay. So not quite as good as some of the other figures I got, but still good. And I was pretty happy with the purchase. You know, this is a version of Leia I wanted to get because I kind of like that ceremonial look. Still, not good. Not good that the mighty Princess Leia is selling for $10. Of course, they've killed this brand, so yeah. Thank you, Leslie Headland, you ass. I'd flat blame her. And so, in all of this, you know, I've been seeing the Transformers Masters of the Universe crossover, and the rumors Turtles G.I. Joe crossover, which makes me laugh. Cobra Law. I can't take Cobra Law seriously. You think I can take Ooze seriously? Might be tempted by Shredder in that line, but I'll see. The point being, this is not good, and these crossovers smell of desperation. I did buy the Skeletor from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover because I thought it was a cool figure, and I'm starting my Skeletor collection, which is growing very nicely, I do admit, but I wanted something more distinct of Skeletor than just, Skeletor. And that's where I decided to land on that one. But, gosh, guys, these clearance, and I mean, it's as big as it was last year. I mean, dear Lord. The Super Adaptoid, Joe Fixit, the Doom Pack, the Squadron Supreme Pack. How Hyperion and Dr. Spectrum didn't end up in that mess, I don't know, but they didn't. At least that I've seen. I mean, everything. It just boggles the mind how much of that stuff is going in to these deep discount stores. And I keep saying, this is not good. Because all that product, yeah, I mean, it's nice for us to be able to grab it so cheap. But it's not good that it keeps going there. And that's problematic. And it makes me think the bubble has burst, the glider has crashed, everything has come down. It's the toy apocalypse! Which it's not, but I do think the indie lines are going to be okay because they got a solid fan base. And by that I mean Savage Crucible, I mean Animal Warriors, I mean Action Force. I think they're going to be okay because they know, they have the fan base, and it's like they know where that fan base is, and that fan base is very loyal. Whereas, a lot of these other brands, including Masters of the Universe and even wrestling, they have fickle fans. Again, though, I bought this for $11. And again, I'd wanted it for the Skeletor collection. I kind of like this look, but, I didn't like the show. I mean, this is a weird look. I mean, he looks techno-organic, kind of thing. And, oh, I just discovered his feet can go backwards. Wow. That's amazing. But, it's something I liked. And there's still some Indiana Jones lingering around. That is, to me, the bottom of the big lines. I don't mean bottom as in bad quality or anything. I mean, it's just indie is... Some people, like myself, really love indie, but I also recognize indie is not widely as popular as Star Wars, wrestling, Masters, even Judge Dredd. I mean, Judge Dredd is kind of low. I mean, I love Judge Dredd. That's my thing. But, a lot of people don't like Judge Dredd, or a lot of people like Judge Dredd and don't understand Judge Dredd. That's another side of that fandom, which I won't get into right now. But I suppose my thesis, if you want to call it that, is this constant clearancing, I mean, of everything, ain't gonna go well. I don't see Mattel in Ollie's as much as I see Hasbro. And Hasbro, I see everything. At least with Mattel, it's like this thing here, that thing there. Okay, that makes sense. The Dungeons and Dragons figures, I mean, my word, those things were so awful. And they're still clogging up the pegs at Ollie's. Hey, but then again, there's some, there's some Last Jedi stuff. Holdo's still holding up. I guess nobody wants to take the old lady to the prom. Holdo is the mascot for Ollie's. I wonder what happens next, though. I mean, I got a feeling there's going to be a big fallout pretty soon with the toy companies, the big ones especially. And when I say fallout with the toy company, I'm talking NECA, I'm talking Super 7, I'm talking Hasbro, I'm talking Mattel. Of those, I think Mattel, first off, I mean, once they figure out that, you know, there's no more mileage in this, they're going to stop. And, you know, I think they can get some more miles out of it, the cartoon collection, these crossovers. I think that is going to be a way they're going to get some traction. But not a lot. You know, that it's just kind of, again, just adding a little bit to the glider so that you don't totally crash the ground immediately. But there is a fallout point. Where is it? I don't know. It's a good question. Because, you know, right when I think, you know, maybe they've gone too far, they pull out the cartoon collection. I'm like, oh, I'll buy the cartoon collection. I avoided Origins originally, and then, you know, I'm kind of glad I did get in late with that cartoon collection, and you get all the main guys, and it's pretty cool. But it is, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you dice it, it's a finite thing. And, you know, how many different versions of this guy can they produce? They produced one in red. I mean, again, how many times can this guy come out before it's... No. So, what do I think happens? I mean, this clearance stuff, Mattel, I think, has enough diversity, for lack of a better term, because you know what? Hot Wheels will never die. Kids still like Hot Wheels. Adults like Hot Wheels. Barbie is a pretty stacked one. Pardon me. You know, she's gonna hang on for a long time. Masters, that's a purely 80s property. It's gonna hang on for a while, but it's gonna fall. And WWF, it depends on how good the company's doing. WWF as a company is doing okay. The toy line's doing okay. They seem to have a magic formula for not overdoing it, not underdoing it. And so yeah. Can't say the same about Star Wars and Marvel. No way. You know, and you can't say the same about G.I. Joe. I mean, they haven't figured out where that formula is. Everything in Hasbro is going to clearance. Is what I'm getting at. That's not good. Everything can't go to clearance. You know? And we're on, gosh, I want to say the third year of this. I've seen clearance go. Never to this degree. In fact, the last time I saw it to this degree, Toy Biz. Their last couple of waves, yeah, they went straight to clearance. They were in big lots, which back then was the equivalent to Ollie's. But it wasn't as loaded as Ollie's is now. Ollie's is so loaded, and I mean, it is good stuff. It's stuff we wanted. It's just we didn't want to pay those prices, so we paid the cheaper prices. But there's some of that stuff's going to linger for a long, long time. And you never know. This with Haya, I mean, I'm sure they took a hit on it, but it didn't hurt them that bad. And so what's next? I still think indies like Delta 17, Valaverse, Spiro even, and Savage Crucible, Harbinger Studios, and I'll even say Mythic Legions, even though I do think Mythic Legions are overpriced, but that doesn't stop me from getting one once in a while. And still, those guys I think are going to go through this and be alright ultimately. Ultimately, they'll be okay. You know, again, rabid fan bases, loyal fan bases, yeah, they got nothing to worry about. The big companies do. NECA, man, NECA picked the wrong time to do a lot of wrong, stupid stuff. Because everybody's looking for an excuse not to buy your shit. Same with Subpar 7, man. I got a feeling those are going to crash and burn. I mean, that's my honest opinion. Nacelle seems to try to be a new NECA. I don't know if that's a route you should take. Just my own opinion. And again, what do I know? I'm a customer. Oh yeah, but that's the point. I spend my money on this shit. As a customer, I know where I want my money to go. And I will say, you know, like 1/18th, like 1/12th, just lose that damn excuse. It's because your eyes are getting weak and your hands are bigger. Shut up. That just sounds so stupid. Sorry, couldn't resist that. Okay. This was a ramble, and, you know, my main point is all this clearance ain't good. That's all I'm trying to say. And I don't know, maybe I should script these. No, the rambles I should never script. You know, I do have scripted videos I'm working on right now. But, you know, these are just me rambling. This just came about because I was just looking at this and looking. I have Masters Universe down here, but 2 that I bought on clearance, and I'm like, God, I wouldn't have any of these in my collection if they didn't go to clearance. That's crazy. Definitely wouldn't have had these. Really debated these a lot, and it was only when they went on clearance that I got them. But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm getting at, is all this clearance is not good for us, the collectors, because then the options start closing off. And I've seen this before. It happens, and it's not pretty. Never pretty, but at the same time, it's not all doom and gloom either. Anyway, that wraps up my ramble. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to do the likey, subscribees, and all that stuff.